Get ready. Go. What's up, people? It's your boy coming at you again. And I just want to talk about some of the things that's going on in the world today. And people wonder why we are in the economic condition that we're in. And they try to, place the blame where it doesn't belong. They try to place it on the poor, the disenfranchised, those who don't have the means to make a comfortable life for themselves in this world. And they try to say like the programs as far as like heating and lighting assistance, food stamps, and whatever else you may have. Subprime housing is the issue as to why this country is in the tough situation that it's in. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. The truth is that the people at the top are hoarding the wealth. They're not allow the money to circulate, through our system. That's why it's called a currency, like a current, like water, it flows. Anytime that you build a dam or a structure to restrict that flow of that current, then you have situations where the economy struggles, people don't have jobs, people lose their homes, and things of that nature, because all the wealth, all the water, all the currency is in one place. Now you do have to control the currency, whether as far as how it flows or whatever. That's why you have irrigations and things of that nature, which allow crops and fields and to grow produce and plants and whatever else have you. But I mean, they pretty much have just cut the faucet off, with no regard to the little people like us. I came across a story today, and I wanted to share it with you guys, and it's regarding something that happened like in the late 90s, I think it was like 97, 98, and it was this company that went bankrupt. Let me see, check my notes here. The company went bankrupt in 2001. And it was this billionaire by the name of Ira Renard. And what it is that the people who were the creditors for the company, meaning that they bought bonds, and other things to make money off of the company or whatever. They're saying that he purposely made the company go bankrupt, and that he used $100 million in profit from the bonds that he made dividends on to buy a mansion, or have a mansion built in the Hamptons. It says here that let's see here. It's alleged that the property he built is worth $248 million, and that he imported limestone to have his mansion built. And that let's see, his mansion is on 100,000 square foot lot or compound. The mansion itself is 62,000 square feet. The main house has 29 bathrooms. I'm sorry, the main house has 29 bedrooms, 39 bathrooms, 164 seat theater, 100 car garage. And this man is 80 years old. Why does he need all that access? And again, they say the issue is that the bonds he used to, the bonds that he sold for the company debt, he made dividends on those bonds, and that he purposely bankrupted the company. And then he took that, that interest they made off of those bonds, and 10 years later bought him a very lavish home, And that's the problem that exists in America, is that there is no check and balances as to how these companies are ran, and how these people at the top are able to siphon off this money. How do you siphon off that amount of money and get away with it? How many programs could you fund for the poor with $100 million? Secondly, what about the people that worked for his company? I think the name of the company was MagCorp, and they used to mine for magnesium. So anytime your company goes bankrupt, you have layoffs. You have sell-offs of the company, or different parts of the company, and people, are left without a job or income. But he made off with $100 million. And it's not the workers that's bringing this claim against them for their losses or whatever, for employment and being able to take care of their family. These are the creditors who bought those bonds and probably issue other debt to the company for them to be able to function and grow. So I don't know, y'all. I mean, it is what it is, but I think that's the problem. We need to start looking at these corporations, these businesses, these banks, and ask them, where is your fiduciary responsibility to your nation? Where's your fiduciary responsibility to your country of citizenship? How do we get the economy back to a place where everybody can thrive and everybody can, have a certain amount of success? Sure, everybody's not going to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's not going to be rich. But there's no reason why we can't have in this country, for people who want to work, who want to grow, who want to be comfortable, that they can have the means to those things. I mean, he spent $248 million on this place. He's 80 years old. How much longer does he even have to live? I mean, seriously, you're 80 years old. Why do you need that? He probably has houses in other places or whatever that he stays and lives in. So, we really need to start, looking to our government to really, put things in place and rules and regulations in place that, really kind of, bind these corporations and businesses to their, employees, first and foremost, and also to their, people that, are invested in that company and creditors. I don't know. Tell me what you think. But the way that it is now, and them talking about the government, Obama, business bashing and things of that nature, it's all a plot and a plan to have them loosen regulations, so things like this can happen. So I thought I'd just share that article that I saw with y'all today, and his name is Ira Rennert, and the company's called Mad Corp. And like I say, the company was sold off about 10 years ago. All right, peace. One, two, three. Alright, let's go. What's up, people? Your boy, coming from your channel, Eternal Love Letters. Just come to drop some science on y'all today again. And I just want to talk about, black people and our growth as business owners and, entrepreneurs. We kind of get on a fad and we just ride that fad out until it changes to something else. And I hear a lot of people always talking about my brand, my brand, my brand. And developing and building a brand is a good thing, but it's only going to take you to a certain level. And a lot of people say a brand and not really knowing what a brand is. A brand is a design, symbols, words, or a combination thereof that trademarks a product. So when you're saying your brand, you're saying you're a product. And, that's good in a sense, but being a product is only going to take you so far. Because you're a product, you sell items, with your name on them or your likeness or whatever your logo is that ties into who you are. And then pretty much what a lot of these people are doing, like these rappers and things of nature, they're really just licensing their brand or their name out. So they really have no ownership in what it is that, the general people are buying. And that's why you wonder why can't these dudes, break the millionaire status, because they don't own their product. It's just their name behind it, and they have a minority stake in what it is that they're selling to the population. So we need to focus on building a brand into a corporation. Now I wrote down what the definition of a corporation is so that you guys know. A corporation is a legal entity that is separate and distinct from its owners. And a corporation also has, a board of directors, a CEO, a CFO, a COO, chief financial officer, chief operating officer, and these people help to develop that corporation or that business. What the board of directors do, they set the what's the word I'm looking for? They set the culture of the company. They set the policy as far as how the company is supposed to run. Then the CEO's job is to enforce that policy and that culture, to his middle management and store management employees at the lowest level. But that's the difference between a brand and a corporation. We talking about corporation, you talking about billions and millions. You talking about a brand, you talking about thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe a few millions of what you're getting a small percentage of. So we need to start thinking corporation, level versus always. I hear black people, rappers and whoever else, these reality people, my brand, and selling merch, which is merchandise or whatever, and it's only gonna get you to a certain level as far as wealth goes. So we need to start making some major moves. And I give you an example. We listen to Donald Trump. Donald Trump never says my brand. He says the Trump brand. He puts the Trump brand in third person, meaning that hey, he's not saying that this is me, but this is what I do. This is a representative of who I am. If we think Trump, you know who Donald Trump is, but you think Trump as far as the brand, you think lavish hotels, you think lavish golf course, you think the finest of things in life. But if you look at Trump, the individual, how he dressed and how he looks, to me doesn't say lavishness. He looks like a gentleman who came up the hard way, who was really smart, and, street smart, and a tough businessman. His personality would be like someone who owned a string of Motel 6s. He's not really, to me personally, lavish. He's not really well spoken. He's not very articulate. Like what his brand represents. But hey, his brand is outstanding. And it's made him a fortune. But like I say, he puts his brand in third party. Everybody have heard of the Waltons. But when you think about Walmart, you don't think about the Waltons unless you think about how rich they are. But you think about Walmart, you think about, I can go in there to sporting goods, toys, electronics. It's a one-stop shop, which in the early 2000s and the 90s was really a big thing because Walmart was the only one of its kind. But Walmart seems to be on the decline here as of lately. Who owns McDonald's? McDonald's is a brand. But who owns it? McDonald's? I mean, come on. So we need to start thinking in those terms and let's talk about, whenever a black person gets famous, the first thing they say is, out of our generation, the generation come up behind us, yeah, I'm selling these CDs out my trunk, or yeah, I'm doing a clothing line, yeah, I'm selling lip gloss, and that's a whole bunch of stuff that's been done and redone. You may make a few dollars. Some of you may make no dollars and just make money from doing like little magazine articles and things of that nature. But we need to start thinking about what looks glamorous and goes into what we're trying to represent to building hard assets. I own apartment complexes, I own duplexes, I own oil, oil company. I own a restaurant or chain of restaurants. Something that's guaranteed to generate you money. Every month, every quarter, every year. Selling clothes and things of that nature that's a niche market because everybody's not going to buy our clothes. Like everybody buy Ralph Lauren. White, black, Hispanic, whomever. they'll buy that brand because it's a universal brand, even though it caters towards a more European style of dressing, but it's synonymous with for class and elegance and richness. But everybody's not going to buy our brand as African Americans. That's a niche market. You're only going to get so much amount of growth out of it. Look at Carl Kanai, Rockaware, Sean John. And Sean John was a really popular brand, but you don't hear about Sean John any longer. Puff Daddy doesn't even, P. Diddy, whatever his name is, he doesn't even really, talk about that brand a whole lot. Now he's into the liquor, the Ciroc, and when you come to find out, when you start digging into these numbers and these people and stuff like that, you come to find out that they don't even own these companies. They're licensing their name, and that they have minority stakes in these companies. He said he was the creator of Ciroc, but if you do your research, you find out that someone else was the creator of Ciroc. And before it was Ciroc, it was another kind of liquor that didn't do well under that brand name. But when they brought P. Diddy in, because of his image and his reputation, he helped build that brand. Now, from what I understand, I don't have all the figures, but he started off with a small stake in the company. But now, from what I understand, he has a larger stake because of the fact that he's pretty much literally built the company into what it is today. One entrepreneur was Carol's daughter. Her a really great brand, really good products or whatever. But we as black people, we did support the brand. She had, I think, like 11 stores, and 7 of them closed like last year. People saying that it was too expensive and it cost too much. Which I don't go for that for one moment, because we can go to Bath and Body Works and spend the same amount of money, and Bath and Body Works is not cheap. But we couldn't, hold up our sister who had that brand of Carol's daughter. And white people wasn't shopping there. Truth be known, they L'Oreal, Bath Body Works, and and whatever else they go, but they wasn't shopping in her store. So she was bought out, and they're putting her products into the stores and stuff like that. It'll do better under a major corporation because they're going to make it appealable to everyone, and they're going to grow the business as to where she couldn't grow. That's nothing about black people. What we love to do is we love to put our face on the front of everything. White people, our Caucasian counterparts, they'll play the background and get other people, other actors, beautiful people, to present their product, and then they sit back and get filthy rich. If Carol Dawes really wanted to do good, she would have played the background and be like, "Hey, I ain't worried about all that, promoting black stuff, whatever," and let someone white that's appealable to everyone get out there and market her product. And sure, all black people black people that's going to watch this video are going to say, "Oh, I can't believe you said that," and da 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 da. But at the end of the day, it's about that bottom dollar. The bottom line. That's what it's about at the end of the day. Not all this extra stuff that y'all guys be talking about and everything. And the fact of taking that money and putting it back into our communities to build future entrepreneurs, put laptops in schools, for underprivileged kids, giving kids extracurricular courses outside school for business courses or whatever in urban neighborhoods and educating them. That's where the meat and potatoes are at. Not in me just post all the celebrity stars I made and came up and now I'm here. Black people love me. It's all about playing the game. We have to play the game, baby. You look at these companies like McDonald's, especially financial institutions or whatever, like Goldman Sachs and Blackstone. You're going to find out that they don't have a actual owner. They have another holding company or a parent company that own these companies. So you can't say for sure who the owner of the company is. It's whoever has the majority of the stock. So let's get this thing together, Bo. I hope I covered all bases. I really feel passionate about that. If we're gonna get to the next level, then we gotta think in terms of how the business game is played. You gotta put out there what's gonna be appealable to everyone. Because the truth of the matter is, Our merchandise, our products are not going to be appealable to everyone because we are African American, and that's just the way that it is. You know, some things are do well and more better than others, and some things won't. Now, if you take Nicki Minaj, her perfume, and all the other stuff, whatever, you know, she is a product of the machine. She is a product of the corporation. So they're going to give her that appeal by having her at all the award shows, you know, different talk shows with these different, black and white interviewers and things of that nature. So it gives her a broad appeal. So everybody will buy her product. But what it is that you'll find out that the stuff that she's selling, Pink Friday, and she testing it on TV and smelling some of what she likes and doesn't like, she doesn't own that. I guarantee you any amount of money. She does not own that. She is licensing her name, and they are giving her a percentage of what they sell. That's how the game is played. You know, and it ain't about. I know I spoke a lot about ownership, but it ain't about ownership because we don't own anything in this world. It's about control. Who controls what? You know, if you license your name out to someone or whatever, you don't have control. They have control over how they merchandise and sell the product that your name is attached to. You only allow them to sell your name, you know, to the people. So yeah, man, let's get in this corporation thing. Let's start building some corporations. You know, I like to see, you know, Diddy and Kanye and 50 Cent. You know, like see them come together and form some kind of corporation, and Jay-Z, and you know, make a $1 billion corporation or $1 billion company, or even make a play to buy $1 billion company. You know, you talk about Bill Cosby. You know, but the one thing that I respect Bill Cosby on, that he attempted, and I ain't talking about the Cosby Show, is that he tried to buy NBC for $1 billion back in the 90s when it was struggling. And for a black man to put together investors that buy out a major network, like the major network back in the 90s, was a powerful power play. You know, and I'm not talking about anything else that's going on with him, but just that in itself. You know, Reginald Lewis, you know, the owner of Bill Patrice, you know, he's passed or whatever. He was the first black billionaire by buying that company. And he talks about, you know, the first time he tried to buy the company, that it failed. He had to actually bring in, you know, a white man to assist him in buying Bill Patrice or whatever. And that instantaneously made him a billionaire. You know, you know, that's just my thoughts on it. You know, I just, you know, get these things in my head. I want to just share them or whatever, and you know, I too am seeking wealth and you know trying to build relationships or whatever. And that's the point thing too. Is all about building relationships with people. You know, knowing your personal banker. You know, knowing your car insurance representative. At your local area, if you ain't just calling in over the telephone, because you know a lot of stuff are going to call centers now. You know, building personal relationships with people, personal relationships will take you very far. So if you got a brand, you got a great brand, that's wonderful, that's excellent. But look at bringing in partners, building your brand into a corporation, and going public with it. When you take a corporation or a business public, that's where you make the real money. You know, and black people, you know, rappers, businessmen or whatever, I don't think we've quite mastered that game yet. So, let me know what you think. Holla back. Peace. Alright. This next video I'm going to do about our favorite topic of black people and people in general is cheating. Why do men cheat? Why do women cheat? That is the big question. I've heard a lot of, reasons why, a lot of explanations. But people still have that question. Why do people cheat? I'm going to tell you why today. I'm going to finally answer this question. So it will never be questioned again in your mind if you watch this video. Okay, here it is. Y'all ready? Let's see. Drum roll. People cheat because they want to. That's why people cheat, because they want to. Hey, it's a matter of choice. Either you not going to cheat or you are going to cheat. And that's what it boils down to. I've answered your question. Okay? So if anybody tells you something else other than that, then they're not telling you the truth. People cheat because it's a choice. It's a choice to either do it or not to do it. Now there are, I would say, mechanics behind why they make that choice, and that's a really good question. But again, I want to reemphasize that it's still always a conscious choice as to whether you're going to do it or not do it. I think we can put the mechanics into 4 categories, and that's what I'm going to do. I think dealing with the first reason that people cheat, or a man or woman cheats, is because there's something that's mentally or emotionally dysfunctional with that person. I'm talking about somebody that's kind of like has a drive that's beyond normal, and they can't commit to a relationship, and you can kind of see that this person may have been like in some kind of therapy or some kind of psychological medical assistance, and they don't have full control over their emotions and their desires, and because of how it feels, it drives them to the point where they can't commit to anyone or anything. And I mean, I'm talking about like, I'm thinking back in the day, I remember girls that that was in the neighborhood that would let 4, 5 dudes, 6 dudes run a train on her, and she won't tired. That's not normal. That's not normal pattern of behavior. But I've seen it. I didn't say I experienced it, but I have seen it. So it is what it is. It's an emotional and mental dysfunction. And only probably medication and therapy can help that, if that's possible. The second reason, or the second